Today is the 2nd of June, and I wanted to show you I have a lilac line that's growing in, and in front of them I put in another row of Mount Asso pink pussy willow. And I just wanted to show you a little bit of what the garden's looking like at the very beginning of June. Look at all of those strawberries. They went crazy and they've left their spot. And the time that I can walk on, and when I do, it smells fabulous. Even the thistles are looking kind of sad. We're going to have to make sure we water them because the blue globe thistles are looking pretty sad. We haven't had rain for ages. Things are greening up a little, but these particular lavenders are looking like they need a little love and some water. And this side's looking happier, much happier. The flowers are coming. You can see them, but they haven't broke color yet. And the clary sage is starting to grow. It'll get about 2 or 3 times that size. I have quite a few little wee lemon verbena that made it through the winter. They're not supposed to overwinter in our zone, but I just took their cloches off a few days ago. All my rosemaries did. Those 3, the 4th one made it, but I replaced it with this brand new one because it was looking a little sad. And the thyme is really growing. The lavenders in the stone circle are needing a little love. I'm not really sure what's going on with them. If I water them, they don't like that. I think the way we planted them, the soil in between the plants is actually just limestone, not soil. This 3rd row is baby plants, so they've only been in about 1.5 years or so, so they're baby plants. But the other 2 rows have been in for over 3 years or more, so they should be full grown, and they're just not doing that great down here. So I think they need a little lime, maybe. My wee little Johnny jump ups. It's really starting to grow. Now, as you see, this particular area, these rows, which were put in around the same time, technically the 2nd row from here down is 1 year younger, but they're not doing well. Some of them are almost dead. I don't quite know. They're all the same variety. Row 1 is Melissa Lilac, row 2 is Royal Velvet, and row 3 is Hitcoat. From here up with the Melissa Lilacs, this is what they should be looking like. And they're not down below. But having said that, these have access to a better soil underneath than what was in the other. And look at how full they are. And then when you go down that row, look at how scrawny those are. And these are all the same variety. And then this variety does okay until it gets to that break. And from there on, they're near death. Anyways, this time in here in a few weeks will be just a riot of purple flowers. Tiny little purple flowers. Can't wait. Terrace 3, which is the main distillation one, we're going to go up there. It's doing fabulous. The creeping soapwort at the bottom of the wild bank, it's gone crazy. So here, the thyme's really filling in. I've got just a couple of really pretty Columbines. They need some water. We got some foxgloves up there. So this is my pink rose. In my first row, there's a couple of plants in the middle that never did very good the very first year. They're still hanging on 3 years later, but I might replace them. I haven't decided. But the others are doing a lot better. Some are smaller because we had to replace a few. Everything I replaced this year made it through the winter except for one did not. Although, I'll come check it again. Well, see, this one has got some life in it, but barely. I may lose that one. We just haven't had enough water. This one I definitely lost. That's the one that's dead. These all made it through the winter. The babies did, but see, that one did. That one's doing okay. And so is the one at the end of that row. In fact, that one is actually throwing up a couple of flower spears. Overachiever. I'm gonna have a lot of, because I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is row 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 of pink hit coat. Time's doing well through here. Then we hit 2 rows of royal velvet, which there was one plant I had to replace, and it survived. That is the same as the second row in the stone circle where they're half dead. But up here, they're being overrun by strawberries, but they're still doing fine. All my helichrysums made it, except for one. I lost one plant this year. But they seriously need water, which is why they have the sprinklers up here. So you can see this side of strawberries didn't get really watered. This side is getting watered. You can see a difference. And again, 2 rows of royal velvet, and the 2 plants were volunteers from the mother plant, and they're doing great. Then we're into Melissa, which is doing fabulous. Really doing well. All 10 rows. And then there's the Soapwort. Isn't it beautiful and so busy? So many bumblebees. And Melissa's doing really good through here. Occasional bee bombs here and there, and I've got a whole bunch. You can see them all the way all over. Some Johnny jump ups. I even have a chive in there. 1 chive. Now this is royal velvet, same as up there, but same as second row. Those overwintered, the little ones. 2, 3. I lost one of them, and the other one was hanging on, but it's gone now, so I've lost 2. This one's growing fine, and so is that one, and that one, and that one. So I have 2 in this row I lost. I had to replant most of them. They're really pretty ones coming up. There's the Columbine. Isn't it so pretty? Just love those flowers. And my lovely helichrysum. My helichrysum's looking great through here. The 5th one in died, and that was the one that I lost. And this isn't supposed to grow in this zone either. And then Catherine. There's a couple small plants that overwintered, and they're doing great. Royal Velvet had 1, 2, and 3 that were here, and I've lost that one. So I've got 3 up here that I've lost, plus an extra one over there, so I have about 4. And I replaced the one already, so I have like 3 or 4. Two smaller Catherines, and everything else is full grown with Catherine and doing well. Catherine may throw flowers and colors soon. Look at that. It's getting really close. Almost starting to see the pink come through, because it's a pink one. Soapwort. It's gone crazy, and so Has the Columbines. Watering some of the willow section with the new willow cuttings right now. And look at this glorious columbine. This one's sad, needs water. Don't have a sprinkler down here. Another one. Look at the soapwort. It's going crazy. There's another pretty columbine. I've got a yellow snapdragon stick on there, out of there, and a red one that made it through the winter there. Most of my snapdragons I lost. They overwintered. And then the willows are doing so well down here. I've got some milkweed and the thyme and the head coats. Babies, they're kind of in-betweeners. They're doing wonderful. They got trimmed only 2 months ago, and that they're throwing out lots of flowers still. I didn't know if I'd get any on them. And this is going to be some nice, unfortunately it's got the beetles on it, but this is my St. John's wort, some of it. And even more. I absolutely love this creeping soapwort. It just like spills over the rocks and just looks so pretty. And the little baby plants that are all coming. We planted these in October. There was 9 in this of this new variety. Cathy Blanc. They're white. And they all made it. I knew I was going to need to plant some down here. I didn't have one for there, and I lost that one and that one, so there's 3 I got to do on my Munsteads. There's another one that's 4. That one might as well do 2, it's 5. Now, see that one there? And see these right here are Royal Velvet, same as row 2. They were just planted in October. I don't know what's going on with row 2 of the stone circle. The new variety, I don't know if it's going to do well. I've already lost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 of them. And then that's another Munstead. And that's another Munstead too. So I had 5 down below and 2 here, so I've got about 7 Munstead I lost. But I have enough to replace because I bought 8. So that's just like a $2 kitchen thyme I planted a couple years ago. That's gone crazy. Garden thyme. And then the head coats are growing in. My roses all made it. I forgot the name of this little bush. It doesn't get very big, but it has beautiful flowers. It wasn't happy where it was last year. It's been there for 3 years and barely grown, barely green, barely flowered. I dug it up in the fall and put it in here and I thought it died. I almost pulled it out and thought, no, I'll wait till spring just in case I'm wrong. I'm glad I did, because look at it now. Look Look at all the little flowers. And there's a, I don't even know what that is, but he's enjoying the flower. And our hands in red crabapple. Come up and sit on the bench and look at the stone circle. Just how the garden's looking today. Love the sound. The crickets are singing the song of their peoples.